Shalom, all praise, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, the true Hebrew Israelites, of the so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, as well as you Israelite foreigners who may look like the other nations but believe it is truth. To you I say Shalom. This is Brother Shakal from a GMS Great Millstone affiliate camp or offshoot camp out of Massachusetts. And this is gonna be a lesson basically on the moral decline of Israel and how in the elect coming back to Yahweh Bashmi Shai, teaching this truth and in the kingdom how there's gonna be righteousness with the laws being pushed forth. No more of this wickedness that the Esau, the devil, has been pushing. The Most High is about to take him down in the form of his son Yahweh Shai and in the ICBM nuclear missiles in World War III at the same time of the microchip, Revelation 13:16, which is that mark, the microchip. Now, let's get to the scriptures. Jeremiah chapter 2. Slug you. Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 21. Yet I had planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? So this is talking about Israel. So it shows you a change in behavior, if you will, or decline. This is I planted. Is so. And so, another scripture that goes with this one is Lamentations, or is kind of the same, is similar, I should say, is Lamentations chapter 4. In verse, it's lucky, I usually go down there. Verse 1. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers to the work of the hands of the potter? So Israel being the gold, which is very words like high quality and precious are words that come to mind. The meaning like the best, pretty much. And so, but then it said, esteemed as the earthen pitchers. So there's Jake on a decline. And in these last days, you see Israel just doing all manner of wickedness. We're under the curses of Deuteronomy 28, and we went through the worst captivity, slavery, which is all in the scriptures. So our power is still with us, but Esau, the devil, he brought us down physically and morally in every way, but he can't stop the elect. But this is Genesis chapter 49 verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. And so Jacob was a prophet. It said that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Talking about the same man. Yaquab, Yasharal is how you say Jacob and Israel in the Hebrew. Now, I want to focus on verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Now, Simeon is the so-called Dominicans, that descendants from the indigenous Dominicans. And Levi are the so-called Haitian Negroes. It says Simeon and Levi are brethren, so they would be they share the island of Hispaniola. They're right next to each other. Which, I'll even pull out a map. So this chapter, it shows you about the 12 tribe song. It sheds light or gives information on each tribe. So here's the map for the Genesis 49. This is Simeon and Levi are brethren. Dominican Republic on the right and Haiti on the left. Simeon on the right and Levi on the left. Simeon and Levi are brethren. And instruments of cruelty are in their habitation, which that goes into witchcraft, which is absolute wickedness. So you have the sons of God given the law, statutes, and commandments. Just going way off, but then you have a remnant returning back to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, whether they be Israelites that move to America, or you may even have some out there. Calling on the names of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And you do have the Israelite foreigners as well and all the other tribes, but just to make that point. The whole topic in Genesis 49 is a chapter that helps keep me uplift my faith, because it's very true. And with Issachar and Gad, and which is sad, but it makes you mad that Esau too. But what was I gonna say? But the point is that we are the sons of God, and even though we decline in many ways, the remnant is still returning to the Most High. The elect are still waking up, and the laws will be established on the earth, and Esau won't rule forever. This is all according to the Bible. Now the last, now this is Deuteronomy 28, and the start of verse 15. But it shall come to pass that thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai thy power, thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and the statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So we sinned against the Most High, and that ultimately brought punishments upon us as a nation. Now the verse I want to focus on is 64. And the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And so Israel would serve other gods, but finally you have men of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Israelites of the elect, standing up, no longer serving these other gods, teaching the scriptures, and you still have Jake's all up in wickedness, but it should be a relief to Jake to see men that stand up against Esau and won't serve any other gods. Will only serve Yahweh Bashmi Shai. This is Israel coming back together, not as a community but the elect. And before Yahweh Shai returns and delivers the elect and the kingdom of heaven is established. So in a place of lawlessness and perverseness, under Esau's rule over the earth, temporary rule, even though it said that they would serve God's wood and stone, now Israel's not doing that anymore. Or the remnant, it's lucky, the remnant. This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So what is book of life in of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world? That's talking about the elect of Israel. And so the elect of Israel would stand up against Esau. They wouldn't be down with anything that he has to say. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. And there's nothing that can stop the remnant. And ultimately wouldn't take the MOTB, which is the nitty gritty of the situation, seeing that persecution's coming down the line, even unto death, or unto salvation, being delivered from destruction. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors, which are the prophets teaching this word you see on the highways and the byways. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. The so-called UFOs are going to literally beam up men right before the missiles hit America, Babylon the Great. So far beyond all that they look for. You have Israelites being beamed up, even Israelites who look like the other nations, scattered all over the earth. But the greatest place of deliverance is America, Babylon the Great. This is where the destruction will be. Now I forgot to bring up a point in the book of Acts chapter 10, speaking on Israel. This is the book of Acts chapter 10 and verse 11. And I saw heaven opened, and a certain vessel descending upon them, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners. Israel scattered throughout the earth, and let down to the earth. That's what it says, that the great sheet net at the four corners, Israel being scattered, wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts and creeping things and fowls of the air. Because Israel was in a beastly state of mind. You go into the topic of the Gentile Israelites. Israel was worshiping other gods and in a beast state of mind. And you see the same thing without the law, statutes, and commandments. What you see the same similar thing today. Are people being in a beastly state of mind to qualify it? Now let's go to and you might have seen Genesis at the beginning. I was holding Genesis. It's not a word that I have it. With Noah, because Noah is an example of upholding righteousness with the Most High. Genesis chapter 6, in a place full of wickedness. Genesis chapter 6 verse 5. And Yahweh Bashmiel saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel said, I will destroy man whom I have created from off the face of the earth, both man and beast and creeping thing and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel. So Noah did righteousness in a world full of wickedness. You could look up the example of Lot as well. Is Sodom and Gomorrah, where Sodom and Gomorrah was a place full of wickedness as well. And there are two great destructions you can read about in 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter. Which you'll find the accounts in the book of Genesis. If you read, you should read through the book of Genesis. But in these times, there's so much wickedness, but it's not stopping the Israelites of the hopeful elect. So Noah is an example on that. Revelation chapter 15 and verse 2. And I saw as it was a sea of glass, as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. Now this is talking about being in this verse, talking about a so-called UFO, being in a so-called UFO upon the strangers of the salvation, the deliverance, the elect after being beamed up, looking down at the earth, seeing the destruction of America by fire. That's why it says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark. So it says over the mark, so the elect won't take the mark. So it's 100% going to play out like that. Or you could say 144%, as some others like to say. And over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. Psalms 91 verse 8. And this goes with that one. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Which we're going to see the destruction of the Edomites and the 2/3 here in Babylon the Great. So righteousness will reign on the earth. Yahweh Shai, King David, and Israel will rule. Micah chapter 4 verse 1, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of Yahweh Bashmiel shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and all people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, Come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, into the house of the God of Jacob, the power of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai from Jerusalem. So when Israel is set up in the kingdom as the ruling body, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, from being in this low state, going to be set up in the kingdom of heaven on the earth as the rulers. The laws are going to be pushed throughout the earth. We're going to rule the heathen with the rod of iron. Verse 3, and he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And there's going to be no more war in the kingdom of heaven when the Israelites reign on the earth. It's going to be a righteous rulership. And they won't even be able to make war, because Israel, we're going to have that. We're going to be that demand, if you will. We're going to have that power in righteousness. Because they can, in the world today, is like they might run the block on left hand stuff, but in the kingdom it's going to be right hand. We're going to rule in righteousness. But that doesn't mean you don't execute judgment and vengeance. It's just all going to be in righteousness. We're going to have the laws written in our inward parts. So it's going to be a completely different way the earth is ruled. And the earth itself is going to be flourishing. No more pollutions in under Esau's system. Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. And you read Jeremiah 3, shows you that all the 12 tribes are here in Babylon the Great. And they're the pastors that according to the heart of Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, which are the prophets. Which the people hear the prophets on the even scattered all over. The Israelites hear the prophets or see them on the street, and the elect will return. And the 2/3 in wicked Israelites are going to not receive it. But this is a different topic. Verse 31, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai. I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, their power, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai. For I will forgive their iniquity, and will remember their sin no more. So you see that Israel in the kingdom, we're going to have righteousness in us. We're not going to be able to break the law, statutes, and commandments. We're just not going to be programmed like that anymore. We're going to have new bodies, immortal bodies. And it's only for Israel. We read the other nations are going to come to learn the laws. Israel doesn't have to learn the laws because it's going to be in us. Also proves that we're not in the new covenant, because we still need to teach each other, and we obviously sin. So, but the point is to show you that, one of the points to show you that how different the earth will be when the Israelites are in power. opposed to this morally and physically corrupt earth. With you got the blood of the Israelites, all the bloodshed we went in slavery, all the pollutants, in all the moral wickedness, like the Moism, and all these heathen eating unclean foods, taking the lobsters and stuff out, and the clams and stuff out of the waters, which are supposed to be in the waters for a purpose. No land Sabbaths. I mean, Esau gotta be stopped, which Yahweh Shai will stop him. To water Yahweh Shai, call hello Yimla Yahweh Shai. Could we see these like World War III and stuff coming soon in the MOTB, that's how one reason we know Esau's going down soon. This is 2 Peter 3 in verse 12, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Bashmil Shai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So righteousness is going to be established on the earth. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. I don't know if I had anything more to say. I thought I had something, but I don't know. I always like this. Esau, the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And who's ruling the power in the last days? This great whore, America, under the Edomites, the people. Revelation chapter 19, verse 1. And after these things I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah in the Hebrew. Yah being a shortened term of the Most High's name, proving the Most High's name is Yahweh and not anything else. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Salvation and glory and honor and power unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, our power, our God. For true and righteous are his judgments, for he hath judged the great whore, America, Babylon, the daughter Babylon, which did corrupt the earth with their fornication, the Moism, and the democracy. So say, which did corrupt the earth. And so the Israelites, even the Israelites, under this great whore's rule, our people are so wicked and mentally unstable, and our people committing suicide and have diabetes and are moles. It's just terrible. Our women are harlots, are just completely wicked. And we went through a terrible slavery in this place, which did corrupt the earth with their fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at our hand. And in Revelation 17, verse 6, it says, I mean, this goes with 5 and 6, really, where it says the mother of all harlots and abominations of the earth. And then it says, the next verse, the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. And you are the so-called Native Americans, the saints are the Israelites. Which I might as well grab that after. Verse 3, and again they said, Hallelujah, and her smoke rose up forever and ever, because America's going to burn for a long time. 200 million warheads. The nuclear missiles are gonna make this place a desolation. I'll probably close out here. Remember, Esau, the end of the world, Jacob, the beginning of it that followeth. Revelation chapter 17, verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Because so you got the religious freedom, you can worship anything you want, and you have all types of sexual abominations. America is Babylon the Great. Verse 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints of the children of Israel. And we read in Revelation 19, verse 2, in the great judge, the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication and avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. And the woman drunk with the blood of the saints. You had Gad, the so-called Native Americans, which you could read that more on that in Genesis 49 about the history of Gad. Like the same place we read about Simeon and Levi, Jacob, the sons of Jacob and Israel in the last days. With the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua, and when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And so, I got time, I'll just bring it out. Revelation chapter 49, Genesis chapter 49, Salakia. Verse 19, Gad, the so-called Native Americans, a troop shall overcome him. That troop is the Edomite United States Cavalry. Gadites, the so-called Native Americans, again. But he shall overcome at the last. And so, Esau, who was Babylon the Great, and in Israel, in the last days, we had been under persecution from the Edomites. Is true, and our people, are low in every way, but we are still strong even in our captivity, and especially strong with the power, strength of Yahweh Shemil Shah, the remnant returning, the elect. And soon the kingdom will be established on the earth, and we're going to put all our enemies in slavery. So with that, I'll give all praise and our glory unto Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. We're well, shalom to the elect.